Have you ever wondered just how many rhinos roam the wild today compared to a century ago? The answer is rather disheartening. Back then, hundreds of thousands of these magnificent beasts roamed across Africa and Asia. Today, the landscape is starkly different. The numbers of these ancient creatures have plummeted dramatically, largely due to rampant poaching and habitat loss. There are 5 species of rhinos: the white, the black, the greater one-horned, the Javan, and the Sumatran. Each species faces its unique set of challenges, but the common denominator remains the same: their survival is under threat. The rhino's horn, a symbol of status and wealth in certain cultures, has made them a prime target for illegal hunting. Moreover, the encroachment of human activities into their habitats has further put these gentle giants at risk. The plight of the rhinos poses a critical question. What are we doing to reverse this trend? The journey to save the rhinos didn't start yesterday, but has been a long, arduous process that has seen both triumphs and setbacks. To trace the roots of rhino conservation, we have to travel back to the early 20th century. At this time, the plight of the rhino was just beginning to be recognized, and the first conservation measures were put into place. These initial efforts were rudimentary, mostly focusing on establishing protected areas to shield these magnificent beasts from hunters. As we rolled into the mid-20th century, the conservation movement gained momentum. Governments and conservation bodies around the world recognized the urgent need to protect rhinos. This led to the creation of more sanctuaries and national parks, providing rhinos a safe haven from the threats they faced. But setting up protected areas was just one part of the solution. The rampant poaching for rhino horns posed a grave threat. To tackle this, the late 20th century saw the implementation of stringent anti-poaching laws. Penalties for poaching were made severe, acting as a deterrent and making it riskier for those involved in this illicit trade. Around the same time, the concept of captive breeding programs surfaced. These programs aimed to breed rhinos in a controlled environment, away from the dangers of the wild. The offspring were then reintroduced into protected areas, bolstering the population numbers. These concerted efforts bore fruit, and some rhino populations began to recover. The white rhino, for instance, was brought back from the brink of extinction and now boasts of a population in the thousands, a true testament to the power of dedicated conservation. Yet despite these victories, the battle is far from over. Rhinos are still critically endangered, with 3 of the 5 species teetering on the edge of extinction. The threats of poaching and habitat loss remain as potent as ever, underscoring the need for continued and intensified efforts. Through the years, the fight for the rhino's survival has been a collective effort, one that requires our unyielding commitment. So where do we stand today in our quest to save the rhinos? Rhino conservation efforts have certainly come a long way. Across the globe, we're seeing a concerted push towards saving these magnificent creatures. Anti-poaching patrols are more active than ever, working tirelessly to protect rhinos from illegal hunting. These brave men and women are the frontline soldiers in the fight against extinction. Alongside this, community-based conservation initiatives are empowering local populations to take ownership of rhino conservation. By involving the people who share their land with rhinos, we're fostering a sense of responsibility and respect for these animals. We're also harnessing the power of advanced reproductive technologies. Through methods like IVF and surrogacy, we're giving rhinos a fighting chance at survival. International cooperation has been key in these efforts, with countries uniting for a common cause. Similarly, public awareness about the plight of rhinos has grown exponentially, leading to greater support for their protection. The fate of the rhinos is in our hands. It's high time we all took part in their renaissance. The journey of the rhinos is a testament to our capacity to either destroy or protect. We've walked through the rhino's plight, the history of conservation efforts, and the current state of these endeavors. It's clear the urgency to preserve these majestic creatures is now more than ever. Our collective action can tip the scales from destruction towards protection. Whether through donations, volunteering, or spreading awareness, your involvement matters. In the face of extinction, every effort counts. Together, we can write a different ending for the rhinos.